What is going on, guys? Cody here, coming at you with my WrestleMania 40 predictions. Been looking forward to this for weeks, man. WrestleMania 40 looks like it's going to be phenomenal. And the last two WrestleManias have really been great. WrestleMania 39 I thought was awesome. I was actually at WrestleMania 38, loved it. So the last couple of WrestleManias has been freaking phenomenal, and 40 is going to continue that trend, man. So we're going to get into these predictions. First things first, though, guys, if you will do me a favor and like the video for me, I want to try to get this video to 20 likes. If I do, I will do a live watch along of WrestleMania. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, please do so. We're at 917 subscribers as of the recording of this video. I really want to try to get 1,000 before football season. So if you can help contribute to that, that'd be awesome. Let's get into these predictions. So we're going to start from the bottom and work our way to the top. First match listed here is The Pride, Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits taking on the Final Testament in a Philadelphia street fight. Yeah, I was just talking on episode 50, the Trainwreck podcast, the other day about how there wasn't a lot of like stipulation matches for WrestleMania, and then they go ahead and announce this, and man, this is going to be fun. I mean, you got the three big dudes on the Final Testament. They're going to be the ones going through tables and stuff. You got, Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins. They can do their high fly and stuff. And then Bobby Lashley to really drop the hammer and make the big power moves. People are going through barricades. People are going to go through tables. It's going to be a great match. I think it's going to be like one of those matches where it's like, oh, I forgot this was going to be on the show, and then you're going to walk away and go, oh, man, that was a lot of fun. It's going to be like how that tag team showcase was last year. I think Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits win, though. The Final Testament, they're cool, but they're not really, like, featured as much as Bobby Lashley is. They don't have a former WWE champion on their team. So, yeah, I got the Pride winning this one. After that, you got Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee taking on Santos Escobar and Dominik Mysterio. Yeah, last year Rey beat Dominik. I think Dominik gets his win back this year, especially since it kind of seems like Santos might be primed for like a prime position on SmackDown. I could definitely see him challenging for the world title over the summer. We'll get to how that plays out here in a few. And like I said, I don't know what the plan is because I'm shocked that they're doing Dominik and Rey basically at 2 WrestleManias in a row. So, yeah, I think Dominik gets his win back, and who knows, maybe they face each other for a 3rd WrestleMania next year, and maybe it's Rey's retirement match. But, man, they got to do a mask versus hair match because Dominik needs to shave that freaking mullet. We got L.A. Knight. Taking on AJ Styles. 2 TNA boys. See, this is a match that I thought should have had a stipulation because you got LA Knight going to AJ Styles' house. They're fighting in the front yard, Like you see that and you're like, oh, that should be a street fight, Like there should be some kind of stipulation, last man standing, Instead it's just going to be like a straight up match. Now maybe they're going to have a few matches after WrestleMania. I could see that. LA Knight, it's his first big singles match at WrestleMania. I don't think AJ Styles has a problem putting him over. I mean, if he lost to Chris Jericho at his first WrestleMania, he ain't going to have a problem putting over LA Knight. So, yeah, give me LA Knight to get the win and, kind of help regain some of that momentum he's lost ever since, not being able to beat Roman Reigns. Then we got the Undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship match. You got 6 teams in this match. You got Miz and R-Truth, Awesome Truth, Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, the New Catch Republic, Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, the New Day, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, Damian Priest and Finn Balor representing the Judgment Day, and then DIY, Johnny Gargano, and Tommaso Ciampa. Now, one interesting thing that was talked about on Monday Night Raw, which while I'm recording this predictions video, Raw's about halfway over, is that the Raw and SmackDown championships are going to be hanging above the ring, I guess all 4 belts, and the match does not end until all the belts are pulled down. which is a very interesting way. I think that they're going to split up the belts. Like, so now I'm going to give you guys two winners, and you're going to be like, what? But I think they don't mention something like that for nothing. You know, they're kind of clarifying the they're kind of clarifying the rules now. That way, when it happens on Saturday or Sunday, whenever this match takes place, it it doesn't come as a shock to everybody, you know. So that being said, I think DIY win the Raw Tag Team Championships, and then I think the New Catch Republic win the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. That's how I see this going down. Like, maybe, like, I don't know how it really works, honestly. Like, are they all up at the top of the ladder and then they all pull the belts down and then they're looking at each other confused and maybe Triple H comes out and clarifies it? I don't know, but I don't think they mentioned that rule without them actually using it, you know? And if that doesn't happen, then I think Judgment Day retains. We got a brother versus brother match. Jey Uso taking on Jimmy Uso. Now, see, this match I think is going to be one and done, and I'm surprised it's also not like a tribal combat match, which I think they're going to save for the main event. We'll get into that. But yeah, Jimmy Uso versus Jey, I think it'll be an all right match. I don't think it's going to be like Brett versus Owen, you know, but it'll be a good match, you know, going to be a lot of super kicks. But Jey is the one they're pushing as the singles star, you know, like he's the one that's going to be challenging for world titles and Intercontinental championships. This Jimmy Uso is going to be in the tag team division after this. So yeah, Jay's the one they're pushing. He's going to win. We got the Intercontinental Championship. Gunther versus Sami Zayn. You know, when this match first got made, I was like, okay, Gunther's just going to retain, and maybe he holds onto the belt until SummerSlam, and maybe he wins the world title at that show, and then he vacates the Intercontinental Championship. But after the training montage that they did on Raw this past Monday with Chad Gable training Sami Zayn, and, you know, how there's all this preparation going into how to counter Gunther's chokehold and stuff like that, I feel like Sami Zayn's got to win now, because if he doesn't, he just looks dumb. Especially, you know, 2 weeks ago, they just had him lose to Bronson Reed. Like, they haven't really made Sami look the strongest going into WrestleMania. And I feel like if he goes in and he just loses to Gunther, unless they just have like a, you know, 30-minute barn burner where it's like, okay, he got tired, you know, then I could see it's like, okay, that doesn't make Sami Zayn look bad. But if it's just like a 10-minute match and Sami gets power bombed or choked out, like, it's just going to make Sami look bad. So mainly because of that training video, I think I'm going to go with Sami Zayn to win the Intercontinental Championship. I don't want him to, because I think Gunther's the best and should be champion forever. I think they should just give him all the belts, including the women's championship. But I think his time as champion's coming to an end. We got a triple threat match for the United States Championship. The champion Logan Paul will defend his championship against the Viper Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. And it would have been awesome if Kevin Owens would have main evented WrestleMania 3 years in a row, but he's still in the top title match against, you know, one of the biggest stars ever and then one of the biggest stars currently. I think Logan Paul retains this. It kind of seems like a match to get Kevin Owens and Randy Orton on the show, which I'm still surprised that they didn't do a ladder match involving LA Knight and AJ Styles. But like I said, maybe they wanted to give LA Knight the big singles win, and that's why they didn't do the ladder match, because he wasn't going to win it. And just thinking about that, because, you know, it would have been the easy match to do. That's why I think Logan Paul is going to retain. I just don't see Randy Orton and Kevin Owens being U.S. champion right now. I think Logan Paul holds on to it for a little bit longer, and then he loses it to LA Knight at SummerSlam. And that's the other thing, too. Like, I mean, he's held on to the belt since, like, October. He's had a pretty good long reign. But the thing with Triple H and his booking, he wants you to have a really long reign, you know? So that's a other thing. Like, Logan Paul, when he drops this belt, it'll probably be close to a year when he does. We got the Women's World Championship on the line. The champion, Rhea Ripley, like I just said, people who have long-ass title reigns, taking on the man, Becky Lynch. By the way, sometime soon, I'm going to have a review up of Becky Lynch's book. It's really, really good. I want to talk about it with you guys, so stay tuned to my channel for that. I thought Becky was going to win for a couple months. I felt like Rhea was going to hold on to the belt till WrestleMania, and then Becky would beat her. But the closer we're getting to this match, I still think Becky Lynch is going to win, but I'm at like a 51-49 situation with this match. Like, I think Becky's going to win, but it would not shock me if Rhea wins. The only reason I think Becky wins is just because I think there's more matches for the championship if Becky wins. And I don't think she's going to hold on to the belt for forever, you know? She'll probably hold on to it for like 3 or 4 months. Because Rhea, she's ran through the whole division, so it's like, who else is there for her to face? But I don't know, just the way this build is going, Rhea's been so dominant. It just doesn't feel like she's going to lose, you know, or maybe she wins at WrestleMania and then Becky comes back at her with a stipulation match, you know, like at the next pay-per-view and Becky wins there. That's a very real possibility. That's the other reason why I think Rhea could win, but I don't know. My gut's going with Becky. The WWE Women's Championship is on the line with the defending champion Io Sky taking on the 2024 Women's Royal Rumble winner Bayley. Io, I don't think's really had that good of a reign. She really just kind of felt like a background player with damage control. And Bayley has all this momentum right now with her winning the Rumble. She's always been a sympathetic babyface. You know, the fans were ready to cheer after she was a heel for, 5 years. I think it's Bayley's time to get a big WrestleMania moment and win the women's championship at WrestleMania. So give me Bayley in this match. It might be, we don't really have a lot of people talking about this match going in. They're talking about how personal it is, but no one's talking about how good of a match it's going to be. And that's the thing I'm interested to see is these two women, because I don't think they've ever had a match before. So let's see how they tango in that ring, Match we have seen a lot of times, though, but it feels fresh just because of how on fire this dude is. The world heavyweight champion, Seth Rollins, defends his title against Drew McIntyre. I know McIntyre's contract's about to expire, but you got to put the championship on this dude, especially after the way Seth Rollins has kind of been buried by Roman Reigns. And, if Seth has a Bloodline Rules match against Solo Sikoa on Monday, he's wrestling in the main event on Saturday against The Rock and Roman Reigns. Why the hell is Drew McIntyre not going to beat him? If Drew McIntyre doesn't beat Seth Rollins, it's going to kill Drew McIntyre, because he's going to beat a dude who's coming off a knee injury, who has a bad back. It already made Drew look bad whenever Seth had a bad back and Seth still beat him, Now Seth's had a knee injury. He's had 2 grueling matches because that tag match on Saturday is going to be long, and the Bloodline Rules match hasn't happened yet on Raw, but it's going to be, an ass kicking probably. He's probably going to get beat down by the Bloodline. There is no reason Drew McIntyre does not win this. Maybe Priest cashes in if they don't want to put the belt on McIntyre. If they don't want to put the belt on McIntyre because he's about to leave or whatever, but you could have McIntyre win and then have Priest cash in on him in a few weeks, before his contract expires. Drew McIntyre has to win this match. Speaking of Seth Rollins, in the main event on Saturday night, him and Cody Rhodes will take on the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns and the final boss, The Rock. I kind of alluded to it earlier. I think the Bloodline win this match, and there is interference, Bloodline Rules in the main event on Sunday. I don't think The Rock's coming back to lose. Like, if he didn't get his one-on-one match with the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, he ain't coming back to lose. That's just the way I feel about it. Like I imagine Seth would eat the pin in this match, and It'd be interesting if Seth got pinned and then Priest cashed in, or maybe he tries to cash in and Cody stops him. No matter what, I think the Bloodline win this match night one. Because like I said, if The Rock didn't get to have his match he wanted this year, he's at least going to get a win. But then we got the main event Sunday night, the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns taking on the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. Now, it may be Bloodline rules in this match, so the Bloodline can interfere and fuck Cody Rhodes over, but so can someone else interfere on Cody Rhodes' behalf. You still got Jey Uso. I don't think Seth Rollins will be available because McIntyre is probably going to kill him earlier on in the show. But I feel like another thing that they didn't do for no reason, Stone Cold Steve Austin and John Cena being shown on that trailer in the background when The Rock was beating down Cody Rhodes. I feel like maybe they interfere in this match because you got John Cena, who has this long-standing rivalry with Roman Reigns, and when we last saw him on TV, he was loosely feuding with the Bloodline. He faced Jimmy and Solo at Fastlane with LA Knight. I think that was the pay-per-view. If I'm wrong, screw it. And then he lost to Solo Sikoa right before he left to go back to Hollywood. And Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock. It's the 40th WrestleMania. It just writes itself, Now, I don't think that The Rock is the double agent that everyone thinks he is. Now, when the angle first started, did I think that? Yeah, I did. But then it's like that angle last Monday where Rock bloodies Cody Rhodes and all that. I just don't see him being the double agent because it's like, why would you beat the living crap out of the dude you're helping, and bloody him up and stuff like that? Because if that happens, that just makes Cody Rhodes look like a freaking psycho that he's like, hey, beat me to an inch of my life, just to make it look like you're not a double agent. So I don't think that's the case. I'm not reading too much into like The Rock not acknowledging Roman Reigns and stuff like that. I just think, yes, it will play into a storyline later down the road when Rock and Roman eventually face each other, but that ain't going to be the reason why Cody Rhodes finally wins the championship in this match, and he is my pick. I picked him last year. I was wrong. This year, I'm not. He's going to win because, God, WWE, if Roman Reigns wins again, they're going to alienate a lot of their fan base. And I think it also kind of potentially drives potential free agents away from going to WWE if they don't let Cody Rhodes win the championship. And it's just another thing where it's like, Roman still has matches he could do, like I still wanted to see him face AJ Styles and Bobby Lashley during this championship reign. But with the way it looks like his schedule is, like The Rock's made more appearances on the road to WrestleMania than he has. The way it looks like his schedule is, we're not going to get those matches if he goes for another year, and if we do, it's just, you might as well just put the belt on somebody else, Now, I guess at the end of his A&E documentary, which I haven't watched it, he said whenever he loses the belts, he's retiring. That's why I think The Rock plays into that story, and Roman's like faking retirement. The Rock draws him out by calling him a little bitch or something, But guys, that's my prediction. Thank you if you made it to the end of this video. What are your guys' predictions? I like hearing your guys' perspective on stuff. See if you got a different opinion than me. It's not bad if we disagree on stuff, So give me your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Like I said, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hope everybody has fun watching WrestleMania. I'm going to make some cheese dip. We may do a live watch along. I really want to hit that like goal, though. So if you guys will do that, I appreciate it. Check out Trainwreck Podcast. Just hit episode 50. Very proud of it. We already got over 50 views on it, which is, in one day, that's a skyrocket for us, And then I made a video talking about CM Punk's interview with Ariel Helwani on the MMA Hour. Thought it was a very good interview. If you want to hear my full breakdown of that video is on my channel. And stay tuned because we got Fortnite streams at least once a week. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time.